We're here today because we're absolutely appalled at all the threats that the U.S. is doing, blowing up boats in the Caribbean, threatening to invade Venezuela, Colombia, other countries. We have so many problems here in the United States. We need to focus here, improve our democracy, instead of telling people in the rest of the continent what they should be doing. Hands off Venezuela.
We have illegally shot down boats in the Caribbean in the belief that they were smuggling drugs, and we have no proof of that because there were no full investigations, there was no trial. So we must stop the war crimes now. We must not sink any more boats. We must not bomb Venezuela. We must not invade Venezuela.
Dozens gathered outside the White House in Washington, D.C., protesting against possible U.S. military action in Venezuela. Demonstrators chanted anti-war slogans, held signs like "No more blood for oil," and condemned what they called escalating threats, including boat attacks in the Caribbean. Protesters argued the U.S. should focus on domestic issues instead of foreign intervention. Participants accused U.S. forces of illegally destroying suspected narco boats without proper investigation, actions that Caracas has labeled imperialistic and aimed at regime change. Rising tensions, fears of strikes or invasion, and an aggressive U.S. anti-drug campaign linked to at least 87 deaths since September have intensified global concern. Protesters chanted "No more blood for oil" and accused the U.S. military of sinking vessels without clear proof of drug smuggling, a charge the Pentagon rejects. Earlier, Venezuelan leader Nicolas Maduro has accused Washington of using its expanding military presence in the Caribbean as cover for a broader push to control the country's vast oil reserves, which are the largest proven deposits in the world. According to U.S. State Department officials, however, the deployment of warships and the series of airstrikes on small vessels, strikes that have reportedly killed more than 80 people, are tied to an anti-narcotics initiative, not an attempt to seize crude resources. The contrast between the two narratives has intensified questions about President Donald Trump's intentions, especially as he continues to argue for a harder line against Maduro's regime, which maintains close ties with Russia, Iran, and China, and is still reeling from economic collapse and mass migration.
Pero al enfrentar el tema en el Mar Caribe, que nada tiene que ver con el fentanilo, lo que los Estados Unidos está produciendo es que lo que quiere es el petróleo de Venezuela y de Guyana. La codicia petrolera es la que está de...
Colombian President Gustavo Petro, a vocal critic of Trump, has gone further, describing the showdown as a negotiation about oil, dismissing Washington's claims of combating drug trafficking. But energy experts say the equation is far more layered. Analyst Francisco H. Minaldi of Rice University noted that while Venezuela possesses immense underground wealth, decades of corruption, sanctions, political interference, and underfunding have crippled its oil sector. He emphasized that the nation currently produces under 1 million barrels a day, less than 1% of global supply, and that returning to peak output would demand enormous investment and at least a decade of stability. Years of nationalization under Hugo Chavez, strict state control of PDVSA, and the exodus of foreign companies such as ExxonMobil and ConocoPhillips left the sector hollowed out. Trump's first-term sanctions pushed production even lower, though limited operations by Chevron persisted. In July, Trump shifted policy again, allowing Chevron to continue exporting Venezuelan crude to offset outstanding debts, an arrangement analysts say makes the U.S. company one of the biggest potential beneficiaries of any political transition in Caracas. While Washington and Caracas trade accusations, tensions have spilled onto American streets.